in the town can get together and have fun. Well, you get to meet new people that you've never met before, and you get to make friends, and I've made a few already. So, and those sometimes are your best friends.
And to me, that's one of the most important things about church and Messy Church is the idea of broadening our community. We have a lot more families coming in, and a lot more families will have people come, even if they're just trying out church. Everyone feels welcome here. People know us almost strictly sometimes because of Messy Church, which is really nice because it's such a welcoming and beautiful thing that we do, I think.
I think we started Messy Church because we wanted a new way to reach out to our neighbors. We realized that a lot of people don't come to Sunday morning church for whatever reason, scheduling conflicts. Sunday morning church isn't always the most friendly place for young children. We wanted to make a different kind of a worshiping experience for those families with young children, a place for them to come where they felt like the worship service was about them, and where they could let the kids run wild and not worry about people getting grumpy or anything about it, or about them disrupting anything. It's a great place for our neighbors to come together, and people who wouldn't normally come to church on Sunday morning to venture into a church. I think it's made a large impact at Trinity. We've seen a couple of them start coming on Sunday mornings, which is great. It's not what we set out for our goal to be, but it's great to see these new families coming into the church and finding ways to be active in the community other than just Messy Church on Saturdays. They're helping out with our neighborhood fair and with other missions in the church, and seeing that has really brought new energy and new life to our congregation in many ways.
Messy Church is a once-a-month family worship experience that involves all the senses, and it involves all ages and all types of families. And it's based on a theme each month, and we have group games and activities. We have crafts that a lot of them are messy, and then we have a time of worship and celebration where we have songs and Bible stories, and then we conclude by having a meal together. So it's a whole family experience.
One thing that's really neat is a lot of this has been a thing where the dads can participate too. We've had some single dads, we have single moms, we have two-parent families, we have guardians, kids living with aunts and uncles, grandparents, all kinds of different families of shapes and sizes that participate. And they get to know each other. What I like about it, and the difference I think it's made in the church, is that we know these families. We know these people by their names. It's not an anonymous thing. It's something where we get to know them by first name, and we kind of get to know their extended family. And a fair number of them actually have then ventured into our Sunday morning worship.
In our second year of Messy Church, we began introducing sacraments into our worship, and so we had a Messy Church on messy bread, and we had communion. We made our communion table. They decorated the communion table, and that's the table we use now for all of our Messy Church worship experiences. But we made pretzels because it was the beginning of Lent, and so we used just regular bread dough, and they rolled up pretzels and they made pretzels. And so when we went to have communion for the very first time in Messy Church, we used the pretzels, and they dipped the pretzels into the juice. The story that I love to share is that following our celebration time, during our meal time, there was a mom and there was either a mom or a dad and the child was dipping their pretzels in what they were drinking. And he kept saying, "You don't have to do that, you can just eat your pretzel." And she said, "No, I want to have communion." And that to me was a way that's how children learn about what this is all about and what the life of faith is all about.